Welcome to episode 73 of Snap on This, a Marvel Snap podcast. This week's secret homework, design a tech card. I'm your host, LaurenWhatevs, here with my usual amazing, delightful co-hosts. First up this week, Ree. How was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Okay, first a thank you to everyone who signed up. I got all the beta testers I need. All the feedback I've gotten has been
I knew you would.
getting useful. So I really appreciate that. And then I thought I had like a really busy. I was actually like kind of excited and rejazzed. I won't lie, like bit of a dragon girl. Like, you know, some girls are horse girls, and I was at a phase in life because like I was into whatever my friends were into because they had more money and more toys. And, but like dragons were my thing because they existed mostly in books, which were, you know, the library was free to all. And I still have a fondness for like, I still bust out. There's this book, some people may recognize it, Dragonflight by Anne McCaffrey.
Yeah,
like
you already name-checked it once recently.
Oh, did I once? Okay.
Yep. Uh-huh.
That's surprisingly
also, my sister
because...
was a big fan too. Yep. So
yeah,
I
right.
know
And
about
it was
that
even
one.
before my time. I love how like you get so retro in the books you read when you're a kid because it's just stuff off the library shelves. Yeah, and I was a kid. I didn't know it was like from the It's not that old. I think it's probably early 90s, maybe 80s, or like some stuff's from the 70s where you don't know. It's just fantasy. Anyway, so Dragon season, right? Like a lot of people have stuff to get excited. And then like actually just had like a whirlwind kind of busy couple days, and I haven't had as much of a chance to dig in. I did purchase as much as I usually try to save money. I was just like, I need some joy in life, and I got Lockheed because I love Kitty Pryde and I love a tall dragon. And I also got, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy Majestic Wingbeat too, and then it was like, no, not for sale. I'm like, I guess I could wait for it to show up in daily cards, and it was like, no. This is a game that is supposed to bring me joy, not where I'm supposed to budget and scrimp and plan like every area of my life. This should be fun. It should be splurge. It should be the things I don't get to do IRL, not just another version of... Okay, anyway. So I was like, let me just get, a seasonal series 4. And, like, I don't hate if I get anything, but, you know, maybe. And then, boom, Majestic Wingbeat, which I know everyone was down on, but I'm excited for it. I want to play with it. And I put together, before I even opened that, like, I was just like, a good, like, if you're feeling, you're just like, I want to do something new, but I'm lazy and I don't want to, like, think together a whole deck, you know, on my own. A good... she is like, I'm just like, oh, I know I want to play like Lockheed and Shou-Lao the Undying. And so I put those in together and auto-filled it. And it was just like, ooh, and Elsa? Yes, thank you. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, you just take that deck, and if you're worried about your rank, you take it to Conquest, and you just play, and you see what you like and you don't like, or what tech you really miss having, and then you just make it your own. And it's just like the lazy cook's guide to a 15-minute deck. Like, you know, for your weeknight deck building dinners. Okay, sorry. So, you know, like, this was not what I planned to talk about at all for my week in Snap. I got very distracted, but I think I will just, to keep it snappy, I won't now launch into another big, long thing. We will.
No, you can do it.
There. Huh?
I'm curious. I want to know what the big, long thing is.
Save it for the outro.
Okay. I could save it for the outro.
Either way's fine with me.
I kind of want to know now.
Well, you know, I had been thinking, okay, about it's a New Year's thing, because we had talked a little bit about last time, and I totally get where people are burned out on the idea of like, you know, everyone signs up for the gym and it doesn't go for the gym, and like New Year's. But the thing is about like New Year's is like, I like it as a holiday because I already let go of a lot of holidays that don't serve me or bring me joy. And I like a moment to step back and kind of like look bigger picture. And it doesn't have to be at New Year's. It can be at any time. But for me, like, it feels like a good time. What else are you doing? It's winter. You're indoors. And it's not my birthday, which would be the other introspective moment of my year. So, so I like to consider it and just take the commercialization out of it, and you can get something useful from it. And I was bringing back, for me, this year closed out on like finishing the Merm game. I really had to buckle down. I really kind of withdrew to work on that and deal with health stuff. And also I was really sick for a week, just totally out. And, and now coming out of that, Merm games, progressing slowly out of my hands, mostly. And, I feel a bit like Inigo Montoya, I had this goal for so long and it was the only important thing. And I had to get rid of all other distractions to complete it. And now I am free. And it's who am I as a person anymore?
Now what?
But yeah, when I think back to where I want to be and this year, because you know what, it's just 2026, buckle up, babes. It's going to be another tough one.
No, we're going to fix it this time, right?
Yeah. So, when I think back to how we can, get through this and stuff, it always, comes back to community because, it's nice when everyone can get together and be Happy New Year's or Happy Holidays or whatever. And my moment was just how much finding the Snap community changed me, because I mostly just kept to myself and didn't my actual dream for because before Snap wasn't my first attempt to kind of I don't know, I'm kind of lonely, maybe it'd be nice if there were I had other people to talk to about things I liked. My wildest dream of interaction with a larger group of people is maybe I'll write some FF14 fan fiction and it'll get really popular and then people will talk about it in forums and I can ghost among them. That was my wildest thing. I never would have imagined I would willing. I've always, been more of a behind the camera kind of person. In fact, I was such a loser in college that I found out if I walked around with a digital camera, events or anywhere I went, I could just pretend I was there for a school paper or something I would just go around and take pictures and it gave me a role. And people just assumed I guess either they were just weirded out by me, I don't know, or they just assumed I was there to take pictures for something and just kind of I know I've been through a lot of weird phases, but it was a role I could play. I wish I could go back in time and be yes, you are a loser. But let me zoom you forward to 2025, where occasionally you will drive by this thing called a Cybertruck. No.
I know.
Sorry, I did earlier today. Okay, so okay, before the new year, right? And I was also remembering back in another somber moment. We had an episode that was a bit somber. We decided to do an episode anyway, and we all did choruses of the Witch's Road was the thing. And I felt at that moment it was kind of a going to ground moment, hiding for safety, still finding community and stuff. But I was thinking today, okay, about it's a new hair, give yourself some joy, give yourself a new hair day, it's new hair day. And I was thinking today how most people just, let my hair be as, free as the wind, do what it wants to do, whatever my hairstylist decides. And, but what I've been told most, actually, multiple people have told me, you look best as a blonde. And, blonde's fun occasionally, right? But I still just do whatever I want because it brings me joy. And it reminded me that the first rebellion for a lot of us was the moment where we chose to be ourselves audaciously, despite other people trying to dictate that for us and tell us who we should be or what we are. So I think this year, in the new year, as much as you can, be yourself and be it loud. And that in itself is a rebellion against, against the grayness and the oppression. I mean, not the happy gray. I like a good rainy day. Honestly, I'm kind of weird. Happy when it rains, but not ironically. So, but you know what I mean? So it's just find joy where you can, because it'll be in tight supply. Find people. I guess let me close it all out with quoting someone who has brought me hope lately when I'm looking for a hopeful future, and to remind us to look out for each other, that, you know, we should make it so that if they come for any one of us, they have to go through all of us. And that was a long preamble with at least some of my thoughts about We Can Snap.
It's a very hopeful message. Glad we got it up front.
Me too.
Ben, how was your Week in Snap and keep it snappy?
Well, endeavoring to keep it snappy, as I pretty much always do. It's been a pretty good weekend snap. You know, I've been did some traveling this week. Got to play some Magic the Gathering. That's sort of like Snap. We borrow stuff. I played against some dragons.
Was it Elder Highlander Dragon?
Yeah, we were playing
version?
Commander.
Okay.
Yep. So I was.
No, that's cool. I heard that's the way, right?
Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's all right. It's a little goofy.
You're selling me so hard, Ben. I'm so convinced.
It's all right. You know what else is all right? For one of the games of Commander, I borrowed my friend's Final Fantasy X deck, and it did tickle me. There were a lot of, all the illustrations were like fantastic and recognizable as different locales and moments and characters and enemies and things. And, you know, I'm not crazy about the Fortnite-ification of Magic the Gathering, but like, I don't live there anymore. It's fine, you know. Like, I'm not really in it, so they can go their own way. Anywho, the snap part of my weekend snap has been going pretty well. I got the first day one infinite I've had in a while. I mean, like, I used to get him on the reg, but like with, you know, this one just sort of happened because, man, some of these cards are pretty good. I've got a pretty good deck. I feel like maybe we'll have to talk about it later. I think I know what I'm going to play in the Golden Gauntlet Wintry Mix. That's coming up on Saturday. Man, it's been a pretty prolific weekend snap just in the past couple days. As I sometimes mention, we like to record on Thursdays, so that means the season started 2 days ago. So I got my day one infinite, and then yesterday I got 3 infinity tickets, and one of these cards is very strong. Also, I had like a small bit of panic earlier in the week when I was like, oh my gosh, is this an OTA week? Is this going to throw off everything I know for the Golden Gauntlet Wintry Mix?
Oh no.
And I was relieved to learn that no, there was not an OTA, because I will be very surprised if next week Maverick is still a 3/3. That's nuts. That's nuts. That's going to change. I think that he has less plot armor than other broken cards right now. So I think he'll be the one to get hit. I bet he goes to 4, or he goes to 2 power, or 1 power, or 0 power. Like, they're gonna hit Maverick. Ooh. But that's fine, because Maverick will still be 3/3 this weekend, and that's cool. I should save these decks for later when we're talking about the new cards.
Okay, you can.
some good feedback about 200 bad guys with swords, and that really warmed my heart. I'm really glad people are enjoying it. I think it's a really fun deck. I am a little bit concerned that in the current environment, decks like the ones I'm going to talk about later are going to be putting up just an unmatchable, like, kind of points, just like larger numbers than cute decks are really equipped to compete with. And that's a bummer. And I mean, like 200 Bad Guys with Swords was not intended to be like the most competitive deck, but I'm looking at the ends of games here, and I'm like, what would that deck be doing in this situation against what I'm playing right now? And I'm just like, I'm worried that I released it. I got it out there into the world just in time for it to become obsolete and whatever. I don't know. It was never intended to be super competitive, but like, dang, the numbers that I'm seeing are very large. I'm very excited to tell you about those decks too. Anything else happened in my week in Snap? If I think of something, I will surely blurt it out later. Lauren, I must know. How was your week in Snap?
Snap's been good. I am just hanging out in the mid 80s, which is fine. Rocketed there with Shou-Lao stuff. By the way, they said Shou-Lao in the video.
They also said Zombie Galacti.
Yeah, and I think last week or one of the weeks I like pronunciation checked it and it came back with Shou-Lao, but I've since been told
Shou-Lao?
If it's from Chinese, it's probably Shou, or at least closer to Shou-Lao. Yeah.
Okay.
The best our mouths can do.
Yeah. Anyway, that card's silly. We'll talk about him in a second. This week, perhaps the most notable thing is I started a new YouTube series thing adjacent to Fourth Location. It's going to be called Series 6. We're talking to guests about something they want to talk about in the world of Snap for, the goal is 15 to 30 minutes, but if it goes over, that's fine. The whole point is to hear somebody talk about something they're passionate about. I'm sure we'd be happy to have you two on if either of you are interested.
Oh, I would be interested.
Okay. Well, think about what you want to rant to us about or discuss. Talk. Yeah, I know. Our first week was... yeah, it's good. You guys carry this show. Our first one that we just recorded, it's not live yet, but it will be probably Friday. Probably by the time you're listening to this. Go to the Fourth Location YouTube channel and listen to Safety Blade talk about cooking with new cards. It surprised me, some of the ways that he thinks about deck building, and spoilers for towards the end, but especially how much it connects to how I think about deck building for clip hunting. And I was like, this whole time I thought deck building for competitive play seemed kind of boring. But I think that if I start thinking of it as more of a puzzle, I might find it very exciting. And I found the conversation with Safety to be quite inspirational. Anyway, those are the highlights. I got a couple cool clips. I did a silly Wong thing with Sam Wilson because he's on Reveal now. Check those out.
I like silly Wong clips.
Yeah. Ben, do you want to say something about last week's card, Fantomex?
Oh, yeah. So there I was, cracking open my Seasonal Series 4-pack. And who did I discover hiding out but two wild children in a trench coat? A white trench coat, specifically. That's right. It was fucking Fantomex just sneaking into my collection. Just like other bonus cards like Zombie Galacti. Hooray. I'm now the proud owner of Fantomex.
That's the main reason you got a Day 1 Infinite, right?
Yep, that was the card that carried. Yep, absolutely.
I knew it.
Absolutely. So maybe, he's not like, he could be a real card under circumstances, I could try to build with him, if they nerf some other things, he might seem worthwhile. I don't think they're going to nerf enough stuff to make Fantomex good. But maybe. Okay. I guess it's better to have him than not to have him. I can never open him out of a Snap Pack again. I think that's right. Probably the best I can say. Yeah, Fantomex. He's on the team. Great.
We're going to talk about this week's new cards. there are 4, and as previously mentioned, we've had 2 days to play with them. So take that with a grain of salt. First up, our season pass card, Shou-Lao the Undying, 5/8. On reveal, give the last character you played +3 power for each turn you played 2 or more cards. This card is very silly. And it's everywhere. I hope that means that the season pass is selling, because
it must be.
I like when the game is monetized that way. It feels more sustainable.
It also because they clearly overtuned it. We all know +3 is the mark of a later nerf. It's +3 is always too much.
There's a reason Forge doesn't give +12. I don't know.
Is that a Maverick reference?
No, well, I mean, I was just talking about Shou-Lao, buffing something for +12, but yeah.
Have you seen the Rian Gonzalez variants?
I don't just see it, Ree. I bought it on site.
1,200. Yeah, me too. I couldn't always last. I'm like,
absolutely must have. Absolutely.
I'm hoping the Lockheed one will show in the Majestic Wingbeat, because I just got them today, so they're not in my shop. And I'm like, I need to keep an eye out. I'm so glad that I didn't buy the last gold bundle. I was considering that now I might have chibi dragons galore. Me, okay.
Hey,
the moon one especially, so cute.
These recent gold bundles have been pretty easy to pass on, especially when they have garbage ass studio art that looks AI generated to me. I'm like, even if the value were good for progression, I do not want to support that. So I've been skipping all those. So
it's how can we strip
more
artists?
Money to spend on Rian Gonzalez, because she's real.
Right?
Making real art.
And because you're saying Rian Gonzalez, and the whole point of a studio is how can we strip artists of their own names that they may not get any credit, that we may pay them much less.
Or, not at all.
I worked in consulting, I remember, and they were always concerned, how can we make them less attached to the people so we can swap them out? People we could pay less. Whatever. Okay.
I don't have to pay the artists anything if they just mid-journey it or whatever the fuck they use. I don't know what they're about, but I'm very suspicious of some of these studios.
I mean, to be fair, didn't Michelangelo and stuff kind of do the same thing, where they're just it's the whole shop, but they're this is Michelangelo, meaning his 5 apprentices, but
yeah, okay. But probably pay the.
And they were tracing even back then.
The art of stealing credit from other people, paying them less, is a long tradition of humanity. Okay, sorry, bringing us down. I gotta stop doing that. Dragons.
Okay.
Dragons are cool. We love them.
Shou-Lao. Everybody's playing, or Shou-Lao. Everyone's playing him with Scarlet Spider. It's finally Ben's time. Ben Riley, but also Ben, who believed in Scarlet Spider all along.
It's true. I have believed in Scarlet Spider. I still generally believe in Scarlet Spider. I don't believe Scarlet Spider is the best thing to be doing with Shou-Lao. That's
stacking up Maverick and Jocasta, getting out multiple spider clones that are worth 20 power. It's just very silly.
Might well be.
But even if you're not being cute, what was that?
I said, I just want to do some Kitty Elsa bullshit. I know that may not be the best thing you can do, but that's what I want to do.
I think Kitty's really good. She is an excellent way to trigger Shou-Lao and Lockheed. Mm-hmm. Make sure you have repeatedly. It's either her or Merlin, right? You need a way to have a repeated one.
Or both.
Or both.
Magic and dragons.
But then Kitty has the advantage of being she can actually take the buff, right? You can't do that with the skills. And then being able to sequence her on turn 6, so you can choose who gets the power. Because Shou-Lao will buff her if she's face down, if she was the last thing you played before him, which is interesting. My favorite cute little thing to do with Shou-Lao that I've seen a few other people doing is playing him with Wasp. Getting the 1 extra buff is, I think, worth it, especially if it means that you get to, double or triple that extra +3 because you have Maverick against going on. Yeah. What do you two think? I don't think this card has... There's no way that this card isn't getting nerfed.
Absolutely not. It's disgusting.
But we all knew that. Like,
Yeah.
it's good. We talked about it. It's good. Play it with buff stuff. Play it with not buff stuff. You're usually playing 2 or more cards on a turn. It's not very limiting.
There's one buff card that it's very specifically like the best with, and like, oh, it's Maverick. Shou-Lao was so good with Maverick. So good with Maverick. It's just the thing that I mentioned last week where Maverick's the last thing you play on 5. Then on 6, you play Shou-Lao, activate Maverick, and something else. And then you've thrown power onto all 3 lanes. Like, maybe you only put 8 power on one of the lanes because it's Shou-Lao themselves. I don't know if that dragon has a gender or anything. Not really all that versed on Shou-Lao. But yeah, oh my gosh. Like, maybe with Jocasta the Scarlet Spider stuff works. I worry that you don't control it as tightly as you can with like. So what I like to do. All right, let me just tell you about what I've been playing. I could start with the bad Shou-Lao. My bad Shou-Lao deck is not that bad, honestly. Pretty good. Pretty good still.
So
I want to talk about the good one.
Okay,
the version that I used to cross the infinite finish line had Mercury in it, but I'm just going to skip ahead to the version that I think I'm going to play in Golden Gauntlet Winter Remix. And that one is America Chavez, Nico Minoru, Surge, Merlin, Brood, Captain Carter, Silver Surfer, Maverick, Hope Summers, Copycat, Absorbing Man, and Shou-Lao the Undying. And what we like to do there is just make sure you got 8 energy going into turn 6. It's not that hard. As I mentioned last week, 7 energy is Babytown Frolics. So what we're doing is maybe 2 things on Hope, maybe a single Once in Future on turn 5. It's not that hard to get 8. So once you've got your 8, and the last card you played is Maverick, right? Of course. I already mentioned that part. So yeah, you close with Maverick on 5, and then boom, Shou-Lao the Maverick. Fucking huge Brood. Just throw like 60 power or whatever in some lane. They're
what's that,
ready for it,
quadrupling
right?
Shou-Lao?
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, it's buck wild. If you want a quick tip on how to play that deck, if that deck feels like something you want to play, you should want to play it. That's what I think. Don't play a 1 on turn 1 most of the time unless you've got Merlin in your hand. Just save the 1s for later. You'll play them eventually, and it's just about making sure you're playing 2 things or more. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing a lot of Thena out there, and I think that is a trap and a trick. At least I saw it on the climb up. Thena, like, I see the thematic similarity. I know why you're associating Thena with Shou-Lao. It's just that like Shou-Lao does numbers on a level that Thena doesn't. Like, Thena is not relevant to decks
Thenatic similarity.
Yeah.
Okay,
oh my
so
God,
I actually
Lauren.
played it because it
Game
was in my
changer.
auto deck, and I was able to sneak in a game with Thena before the podcast. And already it's because like the deck has like Merlin in it and Kate Bishop, and I already drew Kitty, and it's like I constantly was like, it's a but I did.
Is that too
I'm
many
like, for
cards in your
Thena,
hand?
I will limit. Yeah, I was getting a lot of cards in my hand, and since I was playing Thena early and I was playing her in like the Power Nexus and stuff, I was triggering her, but it was a bummer because I'm like, oh, I could be playing so many cards. Wish I had a werewolf to bounce around with these cards, so it's like I do kind of think of Thena, unless you're building a different kind of deck than this deck, is a trap, as you were saying.
Yeah, if Shou-Lao had the same restriction where you could play exactly 2 cards, maybe Thena would be right. But limiting yourself is just, it's a bad choice.
Yeah. I don't think she does enough. Or I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they'll change Shou-Lao to do the exactly 2. Who knows?
I'm not playing her in anything anymore except for end of turn.
Yeah, I think that's where she lives now.
I thought of another cute Shou-Lao thing that I haven't seen anybody else do, and I think it's strong enough to be worth talking about, which is Grandmaster. If you Grandmaster Shou-Lao, he buffs himself. I mean, it depends on how the order you played your cards, but I have caught a lot of people off guard with that. And using Shou-Lao twice for 7 energy is a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm.
That is
cute. What I like to do?
Save you from a Shang-Chi.
I mentioned a play line with 8 energy, but if I have 9 energy, sometimes the right thing to do is just Shou-Lao into Absorbing Man.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm not ready for that. Also, then you can play these cards anywhere. And Grandmaster is great. And like, you know, there is something to be said for a 7 energy play instead of a 9 energy play, but it is a little restrictive in where you put the things and where they end up. And I love man, you can just throw so much power into any old lane with this deck that I've described. I really think we're going to see multiple Maverick plus Shou-Lao decks in the top 8 of
absolutely
decks. And I intend to be one of them.
Are you running any tech?
I was running Mercury, but I think the version I'm going to play is going to have Copycat. Here's the thing. You don't really need tech when you just go taller than anything. I have never played a deck that puts out this much power. Like I'm staying against Zombie Galacti. I'm staying against like negatives and stuff. Like,
have you been seeing any Man-Spider?
Man-Spider cannot. Yes, I've been seeing Man-Spider, but like
if you play a greedy Man-Spider deck gets huge. But it has to be somebody brave enough and who can get to top 8 without running into anybody with Shadow King, right? Or Cosmo, or a variety of things.
But this deck is so resilient. Oh my gosh, I had one very memorable game on my way to Infinite where opponent had 2 Cosmos in 2 lanes, and the 3rd lane was Crimson Cosmos. So I had 1 lane where I could play on reveals, but they couldn't be, 3 cost or lower. So that, I still won, but dang.
Now I want to do Brood and Grandmaster. Like, send the power to Brood with Maverick, and then I can do Broodlings in 2 lanes. Anyway, let's talk about the other 3.
That's why +3 is too good. There's so many cards that are like, I'll do great from +3, Mm-hmm.
The only thing about
ways to multiply it.
Grandmastering Brood is that you need so much space there at the end of the game. You need a completely empty lane, and then in the middle, you want there to be one thing tops. Yeah. So like you need to leave one of the sides all the way open and then just one thing in the middle. And that's, wow, you're really living in whatever the other side lane is. If
you're playing 2 cards a turn, that means that you have to be doing lots of skills or kitty.
Yeah. Things got to be cleaning up after themselves. Yeah. But it's an interesting idea for sure. I do see the appeal.
Maybe it's just cute. Okay. Lockheed. 2/1, end of turn. If you played a 1-cost card this turn, afflict an enemy card here with -2 power. I have not been very impressed by this card. How about you two?
I did get it, but like I know it's not going to be that good, but I wanted it anyway. But I haven't fully gotten to play it. But I will, unlike Shou-Lao. I already forgot how to say it. Shou-Lao. Okay. Unlike Shou-Lao, I won't be running into complete mirrors of Lockheed everywhere. So that will bring me joy and be worth it to me. But yeah, I can see why people think that.
Have you played any Lockheed or played against?
I've played against quite a bit of Lockheed. People are playing Lockheed. When it's felt very powerful is when they play it across from a Carter or a Maverick, because then it feels powerful. The thing is, those were kind of lucky circumstances, or maybe my opponents maybe I'm minimizing the skill and they were making incredible reads. And, that's entirely possible, because sometimes the things that just seem like, random happenstance somebody was playing to their outs, like somebody was being clever. And I shouldn't dismiss that. Maybe they did do it all on purpose. But anyway, I'm saying most of the time, Lockheed did not feel very strong to me. No. I don't think it's there.
Yeah, some of the problems I've seen with Lockheed, the most common one is playing him too early, which I know you need to play him early so that he gets to do his thing, but I see people playing him so early that I just don't play across
Ignore
from him.
That lane
he doesn't
until the
get
end.
To do anything. Yeah.
I'll come back on 6 with Massive Brood.
Right. And the other thing that happens is they play him against one card, and I have Merlin, so I can just polymorph that card at the end that's taken the -6 power. It's like, yeah, I don't know. He's just not, his stats aren't very good, and I just don't think he's set up well in the meta.
It's a bummer.
I like the idea. I won't be surprised at all to see them buff him. Maybe it doesn't feel urgent, but eventually to make him relevant. I don't see this card lasting, longer than the season he's relevant in, or like that he's novel.
Do you think they could switch it from end of turn to whenever you play a 1 cost? That way he would be sort of like Angela, except only for 1 costs, but you could play them in any lane.
Bishop, like Super Bishop, but only for 1?
Yeah, like Super Bishop. Like Afflict Bishop.
Honestly,
but only for 1 costs.
That might be safe because of how many ways there are to deal with
because of how bad it is
affliction.
Right now.
Well, that, and just like there's so many ways to deal with affliction, right? You Shadow King it, or you Luke Cage it, or you Cersei or Polymorph.
I don't think. I feel like you have to be playing a Luke Cage deck to play Luke Cage. I don't think it's just
he's not free tech right now
in there.
Yeah. Okay. We're already doing them out of order, so might as well continue. Majestic Wingbeat are a 1-cost skill. On reveal, give the leftmost card in your hand +2 power. If it's 5 cost or higher, -1 cost 2. Ree, you got it luckily in a pack. Did you get to play with it?
Yeah. No, not yet. I am gonna do, it didn't feel right for like the Shou-Lao stuff, so I am gonna do what I wanted with it, which is like Agamotto stuff is where I'll try like a Nick Scratch, like magic spells deck. But yeah, I do. I'm with, I don't know. I'm still more up on it until it disappoints me and sit on that pedestal. It's untested.
Ben?
Did you get it?
I have to say, I think maybe here's the thing. I've noticed that a lot of people are kind of high on Majestic Wingbeat. Keep in mind, we recorded this on Thursday, so like there've been 2 days. I think people are like, Majestic Wingbeat's really good, and what they actually mean is Shou-Lao is really good, and Majestic Wingbeat is fine with them, or them, or I should really learn what Shou-Lao's deal is. Anywho, yeah, I saw the card in the shop, and I looked at it, and for whatever reason, when I see them on my phone screen, the cards become real in a way that they never can when they're unreleased things that have been data mined or whatever. Like, they just aren't real yet to me, and then I see them on the phone screen and they're real. And I just felt it in my heart. I was like, I would rather be playing around with this card and seeing how it feels than not playing around with this card and seeing how it feels. So yeah, I bought the pack, got Fantomex, complained about it earlier. So all those boxes are checked. Anywho, I did play Majestic Wingbeat right away.
Oh yeah.
I started my Infinite Climb with a deck that worked A-okay. I did not stop playing it because it stopped winning. I stopped playing it because I got curious about what if Surfer. So the deck very creatively is named Cool Cards, and it's got Majestic Wingbeat in it, where Majestic Wingbeat is fine. I still don't think it's a good card, and I think that this time next week or next month, people are going to get wise to the fact that it is not really the power behind the throne, and Shou-Lao is the power in front of, on top of, and behind the throne. It's all just Shou-Lao. Anywho, the deck is Majestic Wingbeat, America Chavez, Iceman, because I wanted to test out new Iceman too. Nico Minoru, that's right, we're playing 4 1s. One of them's a skill. Surge, Merlin, Maverick. You might say, those cards were in your other deck. And yes, they were. But here's where we deviate. Boom, it's Werewolf by Night, Copycat Black Panther, possibly the weak link of this deck. I was sometimes doing cool stuff with Black Panther, but also a lot of times he just hung out in my hand and did not get played. Cosmic Ghost Rider and Shou-Lao the Undying. So, if Shou-Lao never shows up, you just do like werewolfy stuff. And, even if Shou-Lao does show up, probably do werewolfy stuff on the way to Shou-Lao. But that deck was, I had to put Maverick in it, even though Maverick is not a non-reveal, because I had a hunch that the best thing to do with Shou-Lao is the Maverick on 5 thing that I described. And my playing with this deck, I got through like the 8. I don't remember exactly when I switched. I think I made it through the 80s before I switched to the Surfer deck. But yeah, oh man. The Maverick Shou-Lao thing is nuts. Even if you don't have Brood, even if you don't have Acceleration, even if you're just doing Maverick into Shou-Lao plus Iceman or something, like you just throw in the wildest numbers. But Majestic Wingbeat was all right there. And in case you weren't counting, there were 3 5 costs in the list. I just listed, and it seemed okay there. I don't know if it's worth the deck slot. I kind of think that if I were to go back and optimize this deck, I'd probably swap it out for a Deafening Chord and figure out something else for Black Panther to be. I don't know. My gut is saying try Legion there, because this deck really was just all about experimentation, and I don't play much Legion, and I should, because Legion is very strong. So that's a cool thing you can do with Majestic Wingbeat if you picked it up. And it's fine there. I still don't think it's a very good card. Probably not as bad as I said it was last week, but not as good as people seem to think it is right now. That's my thought.
Yeah, I still think overall it's playable, but I question if it's worth the deck slot. I will say Majestic Wingbeat is featured in a Safety Blade deck, a Chamber Ramp deck, and it's the most fun I've ever had with big cards. Not that I play a ton of big card decks, right? But like, Hela's not super fun. Gunny T, Big Dumb Idiots from like way back, moderately fun. But you don't get to do very many cute things. This one felt kind of cute. I'm not going to read the whole thing off. You can find it in the show notes or video description, but it has 6 cards of cost 5 or more and Nick Fury. So like your chamber gets huge. Wow. Things like Majestic Wingbeat hitting a Cosmic Ghost Rider or an Isan early, like either being able to stop your opponent with Cosmic Ghost Rider before their engine gets going, or Isan getting even 1 extra hit, is like, that's pretty high value. So super fun deck. I recommend it if you like big card stuff or want to experiment with big card stuff. I think Majestic Wingbeat is kind of just like, it works, but the deck would be fine without it. We've seen chamber decks doing just fine over the past month.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's a card that I was wrong about. I will
too.
Volunteer that at this point. Yep, the chamber, very real card, does a cool thing. Still can't really keep up with certain other points output things, but like, gosh, if it doesn't stomp a lot of stuff a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think it may actually be my biggest miss now. Maybe Still Hope. Those two are tied. How about that? Finally, our super premium season pass card, Dragon of the Moon. None of us rated it very highly. 3/2 on reveal, steal 1 power from even costed cards in all hands. I've seen people trying.
Yeah, no, I've seen it out there. I saw I saw an Iron Lad that made it up to 12, mostly from Stark Industries, or and I saw a natural Dragon of the Moon that made it up to 3/9, also based primarily off of location stats. I don't think I've seen a Dragon of the Moon get more than. Yeah, I've never seen one naturally get above like 3. I can only remember 3/6s, I'm going to be generous and assume that I must have seen a 3/7, but I'm not sure I did. Anybody else seeing some huge Dragons of the Moon?
I don't know. I was just thinking, because Ben reminded me when he said Legion, I was like, oh, that would be good in my Majestic Wingbeat Agamotto deck. And then you're like, Deafening Chord. I'm like, oh, that would be good. And then I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, look at these ones. These means Lockheed will be good in it. And I got real excited to play all these together. And then I'm like, oh, yes, we're talking about Dragon of the Moon. And it was like, oh, Dragon of the Moon does not go with a lot of these other cards, right? It's kind of an outlier, right? And you're kind of like, that's why I'm like, oh, it's not going to play well with the others. And it's like not very good at dodgeball. So like,
Pick last.
I was always picked last. So like, I feel for you, Dragon of the Moon.
I think I saw one hit 3/9, but I have seen more of them not take a single power out of my hand.
Yep. Oh, when they whiff.
Silly. I've seen people trying to do cute things with like Baron Mordo and Sentinel or Master Mold, and it's like,
I mean, how cute. Baron Mordo has a Ryan Gonzalez chibi variant, but like, how cute is anything you can do with Baron?
Yeah.
Why did they try to trick people into paying for this card? Like anyone with like a grasp of the English language could have told you that this card is like useless.
Oh, we gotta get you to watch Avatar: The Last Airbender, Ben, because I'm like, oh, every time I see this, I think of a character in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay.
I don't know what character you're talking
related.
about.
And it's just when his girlfriend turns into the moon. Maybe I've just been thinking about Avatar too much lately, to be honest.
I would like to get into Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I need buddies.
Okay.
So,
and for me,
I would do a rewatch gladly.
Right? It's like, and then they've been advertising
because I like
the blue aliens constantly on TV, but it's reversed for me. Every time they say Avatar, I'm like, The Last Airbender?
No!
Okay.
The James Cameron sci-fi franchise.
Maybe we talk about transitioning to season 2 of Snap on This and replace Secret Homework with Avatar or something. As much as I love Secret Homework.
That's the thing. I still love Secret Homework. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Food for thought.
Let us know.
Yeah, it's Ben's trademark. Secret Homework.
And we've had some people comment that they love to hear us talk about Avatar. So
Oh my, yeah, we have. I've seen those comments. There is an appetite for it. I don't know how large or how
good taste
deep.
In television.
That's the thing. Everybody loves I watched the live action Netflix one, which is supposed to be not very.
I can't believe you did that.
Good, but I thought it was
fine. It's a lot better than the Shyamalan one.
I tried, but then and I was like, yeah, it seems all right, but then it just made me want to rewatch Sealed. The animation, it's like it didn't need it.
It doesn't really add anything to it. But it is significantly better than the Shyamalan one. So I don't know. There's that. Okay. Vibe check on next week's cards. We get both Dragon Lord via limited time event, High Voltage Overdrive. 5/5 on reveal. Put a card from your hand here.
Fast.
Yeah, let's talk about him fast. Do we want Dragon Lord? Or are you talking about High Voltage, which is also fast?
Oh, you're just saying high voltage because you kind of gave a grimace. I'm like, but it's fast though. You know what I mean? It's like it'll pinch, but it'll just be a little one.
I agree with your grimace, Lauren. Your grimace is right on the money. Direct hit.
Right? I forgot which one Overdrive. Or is Overdrive the longer one?
Overdrive is going to have a premium season pass, and it also has the random effect every game.
I forgot about that.
I don't think it's been run since Kid Omega.
I don't think so either.
So it'll be interesting to see, do people like this mode actually, and all of the bad taste was about Kid Omega, or not? Some people love Overdrive, and some people love High Voltage. So like,
Oh, it's too long. I don't like
I'm
it.
glad modes exist for other people, but yeah, high voltage and overdrive are my two least favorite ways to play this game.
Yeah, if memory serves, I don't dislike high voltage overdrive any more than regular high voltage, but they're both high voltage and they are not, you don't snap and it's not good.
Yeah, and my decisions don't really matter.
That too. Oh my gosh, I really hope that the event pass is a good value this time so that I can justify getting it, because I do not want to play that much high voltage. I mean, have other things to do. But I need
can you put a price? Can you put a price on don't play high voltage?
Probably. I hope they give me some resources for it, or they make it so easy to do that I'm like, I guess I'll play a bit of high voltage. Now, it's not like I mean, it kind of it's definitely chore-ish. It's not torture. I don't know. I just don't want to do it. That's all. I have other things.
I believe I saw a data mine.
Like a strong card.
Yeah, I believe I saw a data mine that put a Dragon Lord variant in the premium pass, which I think is a great idea. In fact, it may or may not be something that I have suggested to Second Dinner. Why would you pay a super premium pass to get another Hulk variant versus like get people to buy it for a variant for a card they don't have any variants for? Anyway.
I just want to say, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to move on to Lin-Lie.
Oh, okay. Just for me about Dragon Lord, I am excited because I have decided this year, like I said, there's so many other parts of my life I gotta be all serious about. And so this year is going to be a vibes year for me in Snap. And Dragon Lord has such like amazing 80s fantasy vibes. I'm hyped. I'm going to play him for that.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the card. I'm excited for this card. I think it looks fun. Scott taught me that Lin-Lie, which we like kind of said right, but the second word is supposed to be one syllable, like Lyeh, which is just not a sound we use in English. So good luck with that. Anyway, it's Swordmaster, but in Iron Fist form. On reveal, 2/2. On reveal, add the Sword of Fuxi to another location, and then Sword of Fuxi being 2/2 ongoing. If Lin-Lie Fire Fist, if Lin-Lie Iron Fist is here, he has +7 power. I think this is the card I've seen people be the most in like disagreement on. Like some people have him high and some people have him low. And I think it basically comes down to like how practical is it to get them together.
I mean, I think it's probably good. I confess I haven't thought too much about this card. Also, now I'm trying to find Scott's explainer for how to pronounce the name.
Well, I really like this I don't think you have to be cute with it because 211 is big, but I really like it when you're being cute with it. Like Ancient One, I think is really cool. Giving Lin-Lie the ongoing ability that boosts himself. Like that's a +21 power. That's awesome. If you get 3 of those in the same lane.
I like it.
Yeah.
And I'm most excited. I have a really sick variant of Fanfei. Will give me an excuse to play it. So
yeah,
that's the
I think
vibes
if you like self clog, I think there will be things like Fanfei doing this on turn 6. You play Lin-Lie and then activate her, and you can predict where the sword's going to go because your right lane is full or whatever. There was a patch this week, which of course means we're going to talk about new cards that were data mined, but there were some notable changes in the patch itself, public front-facing ones. First of all, we have a better deck selection carousel, and I say about dang time. As somebody who keeps my favorite deck in the very last slot, I don't have to swipe 20 things over. Now I can just swipe 7 rows down because they're 3 side by side now. And you can preview the deck right there. Anything else about that?
Huzzah!
Yeah, it's a good change.
I like to see a QOL change every now and then. That's a lot harder to say than it is to type.
Is this also where we should mention that it seems like they've got the beginning of a feature that would give us the ability to have multiple favorite custom cards or multiple cards or whatever?
They changed the interface for finding your custom cards. Yeah.
They seem like they intend to give us more options there. It has not yet come to fruition, but they're still leaving their butt hanging out. So cool.
I was really excited about kind of stuff, but I've noticed like there were even like more bugs. When I was trying to do stuff on my phone earlier. Like I'm trying to get around with my Shou-Lao variant, you know, my chibi dragon. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to get it, and all these like screens come. I'm like, no, no, back out, just get out. And I'm just trying to make my custom card, and then I'm like, do I just have to reboot the game? Because I will not sit here and wait for it to. I know they made it faster to go to 100%, but I value my time anyway. So. Okay, sorry. I'm just saying, fix your game, right, and none of us will be frustrated. We'll only do the sweet voice.
And then Iceman gets his animation changed, so now you get to see what he hits, just like Spider-Ham. More things for me to look away from or immediately forget.
Yep, to totally miss. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good buff. Be more useful. I like it. As someone who likes to bust out an Iceman variant on occasion.
Yeah,
I've been playing a lot of Iceman in the past couple days. I played a lot on day 1 and even a fair amount on day 2 as I was swapping cards in and out of my tentative Golden Gauntlet deck. I was considering Iceman even in there. But, you know, I've come to the conclusion that the information that Iceman gives you is not as good as the information that cards like Spider-Ham or Copycat give you. Because knowing what card is in their hand is not as good as knowing what card is not going to be in their hand ever at all. And knowing what card costs 1 more is not as good as knowing what card doesn't have its ability. Yeah. So, like, this is, like, the weakest kind of information. It's still good information. It's still a big buff to Iceman. But Iceman fell behind a long time ago.
But I would counter that, like, some of you're bypassing the benefits of on-reveal versus activate as well, beyond just the ability itself. But it's, like,
but Copycat just needs to get drawn.
It's a lot easier to trigger multiple ice bands, right? Which, like,
that's true.
Sometimes get real annoying to people, you know? So I don't disagree with you. I just think the on-reveal does come with a little added lift. And, yeah, and the info is really nice, especially once you're seeing their whole hand laid out if you're multi-triggering it.
I think he'd be great in a limited mode. You know, you'd be picking him.
Yeah, I can see that.
He'd be a premium one-drop.
Yeah. Okay. And then Sam Wilson got changed. Instead of the shield starting on the board at game start, it appears with an on reveal. And apparently he went to 2-3. I'm just noticing that for the first time. It is guaranteed that the shield doesn't appear at his location, which is good. That would stink if you had to delay it by a turn. I really don't like this change. They did say that it... Yeah. Okay, they said that it was because too much of his power is on the free card. And I get that. And that's been a problem for many things, right? It used to be a 1 that couldn't be destroyed, and so, like, it gave you a free place to put coal, or, like, it used to have power, so it could just steal a lane in, like, Death's Domain or Rickety Bridge or whatever. Like, so the shield has been the problem all along, and I get that they don't want it to be, like, the main point of this card. Like, the main point should be playing Sam and moving his shield around. But I just feel like they accidentally stumbled upon something cool, and then they're like, nah.
I was going to go the opposite. Cool. Go ahead, you go first, man.
I think that the on-reveal, tossing the shield out there, is still cool, and it's still very, you know, distinct and unique from other effects that we've seen. Even if you compare it to other 2 costs that have 2 bodies, like Mr. Sinister or Rhino, like, I feel like Sam Wilson is still very clearly doing his own distinct and generally better thing, you know, like, and the movement, I mean, like, also now they can live in the same lane for Aurora, because, like, the shield's ongoing and Sam is on reveal, right?
Sam is also ongoing.
Oh, Sam is now a 2 keyword kid.
Yep.
So he's still got the ongoing that lets him move it, but the on-reveal places it now. Okay. I don't have the card in front of me.
Which sometimes is an Aurora buff, right? Like when you do get Sam out,
if they're separate,
he gets hit twice.
As they will sometimes be.
But like
if
now there's also
games. If
games.
you played him on Wong, would he generate 2 shields?
Yep. I did a clip the other day where I had him generate 4 shields, and then I had Spectrum blast them a bunch of times.
I like it. That's very cute.
It's very cool.
It's way cuter than anything with Baron Mordo.
I'm going to make a Baron Mordo clip next. That's it.
Do it.
I can't even think about what that would be.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what that would be, and I just don't know if there's anything there.
I don't think so.
Oh, did you get your thoughts out? I'm
completely unoffended by this change, and I kind of like it. If I had to, say one way or the other, I think it's good.
Yeah, I think he's probably still playable.
Oh, definitely.
I was just going to agree. I liked this change because I do think they kept, like, when I think about how I use it, like, it's still pretty good for me because, like, a lot of times it's like you want something to guarantee you can move, for like things like Miles or Prowler or something, and he can still do that because without him out there and that thing not moving, sometimes it's just dead weight. So there are decks where this could maybe even make it a little better. I get overall it's a bit of nerf because it's so strong to have a card out at the beginning. But yeah, I think they kept the spirit of it. And they made, and it's like, I don't think that Captain America is ever about the shield, it's about the man behind it. So I'm glad that that's where the focus is.
I don't think it was. Actually, this is part of the problem is that it wasn't always dead weight, right? Like I was using it as a Valkyrie target and to discount Mockingbird. And a lot of people are using it to protect things from Red Guardian.
Yeah.
Or can Deafening Chord hit a 0? Is it just below 4? Or is it?
You can
yes.
Still
I'm not
use
a big Deafening
it.
Chord player, but I think it's not 1 to 3. It's 3 or less, right?
Okay.
One of the really cute things I love doing with the shield, it was running it around to give things Elsa buffs, without filling my board.
Yes.
You can still, that was all stuff that you needed to move the shield for. And I think this puts the emphasis back on actually moving the shield just versus like it's because, stationary, it's not cool. It's cool when he's like,
no, it is weird that it's just sitting around there.
Yeah,
I see why they did it, and it probably is better, like aesthetically.
I mean, it is Sam's shield. It's not like he didn't just like wander by.
I think it's the same shield as what's his face's previous Captain America.
No, of course it is, Steve. But like Sam has it because it's his right now.
Yeah, I couldn't find the team answer, but I swear before Glenn has said something about like the story of it is that Sam picks up the mantle. And you could still argue it's like that now, but he's not coming upon the shield now. He's generating it in the first place. Anyway, I'm fine with the change,
but it makes it seem like he threw it, like Captain America does.
Yes, it does do the throwing animation
out onto the field.
Yeah,
I think that's cool and flavorful. That's my.
I think my point is, I would like to see a different card made that starts on the board. I think that's a cool thing. And Makari kind of does it, but like, what if we just had one that started on the board for free, even if it's a 0/0 that doesn't do anything else?
I think
is that where the deck's at?
Makari. I gotta play more Makari, to be honest.
Yeah, she's pretty good sometimes.
Not if it's just a 0/0 that doesn't do anything else. I don't think it's worth the deck slot. But
yeah,
I think
it's probably not.
They would make it do something, and I don't think they would want to do that. I think they've decided against that as a healthy, good thing.
Well, I don't think that's necessarily true. Part of it is that they wanted Sam to be about throwing the shield. So what if they make a card that is about some other interaction on the board, like it merges with the card that it spawns at the beginning or something? Like, I don't know. If they designed around that being the point of the card as it starts with a token on the board, I think that'd be fine. Anyway, onto our data mines. This is for an Apocalypse Ancient Egypt type season. Actually, I don't know how ancient it is because his horsemen include Juggernaut and Gambit, who I don't think are ancient.
No.
Okay, there's a new keyword, objective, which is the in-game text for it currently says an objective completes after the turn if in play with its condition met. So I read it as a one-time end of turn ability.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how I read it too. Also, it's worth noting there are mechanics like this in both Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone. I congratulate Marvel Snap on not calling this one a quest.
I mean, right. Same thing mechanically. Reed, do you want to do our first one, our premium season pass?
Sure. Apologies in advance for pronunciations. Ansaba Ner, and it's 4 a cost and 5 power, and it is the premium season pass with the objective: have a full front row at each location, and then it will transform into Apocalypse, Celestials Chosen. And in Apocalypse, Celestials Chosen is a 4 cost 7 power with the ability on reveal. Swap the lowest power card in your front row at any location with a card from your deck. Okay, so like a built-in blink. What I have to say that I like about objective is it's like, okay, everyone can tap on it and read it. It's not like a surprise card you got to keep in your head at times, so if you're going to add complexity, at least it's all like out there.
Some of them are possible that you complete the objective the turn that it comes out.
That you play it. That's
I do
true.
take your meaning. This.
That's
what I
true.
think would be cool to do with this is fill most of the front row, then play Ansaba Nur, and then Absorbing Man the on reveal that you get next turn.
Mm-hmm. So Ansaba Nur is the card that finishes the front row in this scenario.
Yep. And then next turn it's transformed into an on reveal card, but the game still remembers that it was your last card played, so you can Absorbing Man it, or if you play it on the side, you can Grandmaster it. There are options because you'll still have I guess it doesn't care if you have a full front row anymore once it's transformed.
I don't think this sounds very strong. You compared it to Blink, but it's more like Lockjaw. There's no guarantee it's going to pull out something better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. If you repeat this, there's a chance you get your low power card back because it doesn't. This reminds me of another Magic the Gathering thing: Rebels and Mercenaries. In the Mercadian Masks block, they had 2 creature types. One was Rebels, and they were little white creatures that sought out. They would tutor out from your deck larger Rebels. And then they had the evil ones, the black one, Mercenaries. And Mercenaries would tutor out smaller Mercenaries. And Rebels were so much better than Mercenaries. It was wild. Rebels was like the best deck, and Mercenaries was not a deck. Because pulling out smaller things is not good. Pulling out bigger things is good. We're going somewhere. Onward and upward. So I'm not sure about this card. I kind of think it's a little. At first, when I read it, I only read the transformed version, and I was like, "Well, this card's nuts! A 4/7 on reveal, but that's not what it is."
It is easy to fulfill, though. I will give it that.
It is.
It's not hard to fulfill, but that difference is. It would be a good card if it were just the final version, I think.
It needs more stats or a lower cost or something. I'm not sure what it needs. It just doesn't feel like splashy enough. Didn't we have 4 cost Lockjaw? And people were not playing that, even though I understand this.
That was a different, and it wasn't 4/7.
Yeah. Okay. Ben, super premium.
Iska the Unbeaten. That's a 3 cost, 2 power character. End of turn. If you're losing this location, double this card's power. So that's definitely an interesting design. And
it's a cool mini game.
Have not been thinking about it long enough to say for sure if it's strong or not. I mean, like, the potential is definitely that. I don't think this card can be. I think this card's got to be at least all right. That's what I think, and possibly more than all right. But I do think that, like, maybe some of the specifics of wrangling it, maybe it is tougher than one might think at first, but also maybe it's not as tough. I don't know. I have to think about this card longer, but I'm definitely intrigued. What do you guys think?
I like it. It feels like a real ass card to me. We see these cards where it just feels like kind of a random joining of statistics, and this feels like a thematic card, and it feels like it's doing an actual thing. So it's like, for me, I didn't even look at like, well, how will the numbers add up and stuff. I'm like, it could feel fun, and maybe the numbers will have to be tweaked, but I'm just like, I'm excited to see, like, this feels like something fun to mess with, to think about.
I think she comes with a bunch of interesting interactions, right? Like, what if you put her on a lane with, say, Adam Warlock or your Galactus First Steps Herald or Nebula? Like, are they going to go for that lane? Are they going to leave it losing or have it winning? Because they get you get something out of it either way. Or, like, are you going to throw the Void onto this or the Hood onto this and then deal with them later?
Very good with first steps, right? Like, to help you keep winning that lane, maybe.
This is an end of turn that you would not hate.
Oh, with Invisible Woman? Yeah.
With the Galactus first steps. Like, to help you keep winning that lane.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So you put it in that lane, and then maybe they win, but now you're losing it, so now you win. So you do get your Galactus.
Yeah, I think that does work. I think Galactus is always the last. Like, your hand goes after the things that are on the board.
Order.
So I think that would work. Yeah. It's also cute, right? She's Scott told me her like mutant ability is she can't lose. And she's in the comics, sometimes that means she just switches sides, right? Sometimes that means she just switches sides. But thematically with this card,
I know about the character.
Like, yeah, she's not, which is kind of surprising. Like, if that's what she's known for, maybe she should be a switching sides character. But still, this is like, can't lose. She gets stronger every time she's losing. It's a very cute design. Also, obviously, like, stuff with like merge is great. You get to double the power of your merges. And Invisible Woman First Steps, like, if you get multiple procs off, this card's just gonna win her lane.
Still not crazy about more doubling all the time. Yeah, maybe just some incremental power increases.
Imagine.
Put it with like Human Torch First. I kind of like Human Torch First Steps, to be honest, because I'm just a sucker for buffs.
I like
very
how
comparable card.
he is.
Just put a bunch of doubling cards all together in a lane, just for funsies. Okay. That's the kind of vibes I'm into this year for Snap.
Okay. Next up, Juggernaut, Horseman of War. He's a 2/2, another objective card. If you have 7 different powers among your other cards in play, then he gets 6 power. He ends up as a 2/8. 2/8 is good. His objective seems kind of tough. 7 different powers among your other cards. So it doesn't count him.
I want to put it with Miss Marvel just to like make everything super hard. Like, I gotta put this
other costs, other powers.
Play this. But also, here's what I don't like about it with the objective. It's not something you can double or you can add to with Spectrum, right? So it's like, that makes it feel rough, where it's like a lot of cards you're trying to like double up on their effect or something, but maybe the 2/8's enough. With other stuff you're doing, I don't know.
You also have to think about like how Activate, it took a while to get, or like End of Turn took a while to get Invisible Woman. Activate took a while to get Jocasta. Like, eventually there could be objective support cards.
Mm-hmm. And like we equated it to being an end of turn that happens once, but like I'm sure it doesn't, play with Invisible Woman First Steps, right?
Yeah, it's a different keyword.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's not explicitly clear that the objective won't keep happening, but I would be surprised if it does.
I think it's. I would be more than surprised. I would uninstall. No, I don't know about that.
I mean, the next card would be
no
nasty
way.
if
There's
it kept
no
happening.
way it's like that. So yeah, I'm not. I don't think a 2/8 is anything.
That's true. We've been actually hard on to some 2s lately. Okay, what's the one? There's like a 2-9. Wild Child is decent.
Wild Child is much better than this.
Yeah.
Wild Child can double the Wild Child thing. Wild Child can't be Shadow Kinged. Wild Child is good at Wild Child's job.
Wild Child could be a 2-5 if you only kind of do the thing.
Yep. There
Wild Child is a theme song built in.
Halfway stop here.
All right. Rie with Gambit.
Oh, it's me. Gambit. Horseman of Death. 3 cost, 4 power, a series 5 card with objective. Play 6 total cost of created cards. It randomly destroys up to 4 total cost of enemy cards. People hate Gambit, so they're probably going to hate even more Gambit. With a Merlin, and there's so many ways to create a bunch of cheapy cards. I mean, it feels like it's not going to be that hard to hit the objective, and people will hate getting their cards randomly destroyed. That's what I think. And also, you can't like Cosmo this because, not a non-reveal.
So, I've got a question. We've got uppercase cost here. So how does Gambit feel about Esme Cuckoo created
Valentina
cards? Bastion created cards? Like, are those 2 cost, or are those whatever they actually are?
It's the capital C cost. I think Valentina would single-handedly resolve this.
But like, sometimes I think they use the wrong one. Have they been inconsistent sometimes with the November the Spider-Verse season? They switched every single one of them. Yeah, so like, I don't know what they actually mean because I don't trust them to follow their own rules. So I don't know.
I think it's important to remember. Right.
The like Squirrel Girl doesn't do it because you're not playing those. Those are just showing up. Like, I think these actually have to be cards that you stage and play. So Squirrel Girl doesn't do it. Mr. Sinister doesn't do it. Brood doesn't do it. You need
Mysterio does.
You need to be doing arrows. You need to be probably.
You play all 3 Mysterios.
I trust you on Mysterio. You know about, because like Mysterio counts for like Sasquatch and stuff. So like, Mysterio. But so I think arrows, Mysterio, Merlin spells, Prowler spells.
All right. What about the ability? Destroying up to 4.
I think it's annoying as hell. I don't like this card. And it's random, so I don't even think it's fun to play.
About what?
About the destroying 4. You got that? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, right? It's just people hate it.
It's gonna be nasty. Like, whether it takes out a single 4 or takes out
total cost,
multiple cheap cards.
Yep.
Unpredictable for both the player and the opponent. All right. Sandstorm. A 2 cost freestanding skill. Much like Fastball Special. I think those are the only 2. So far. Ugh, yikes. Anywho, what does it do? Something more exciting, more interesting, a little sillier. It costs 2, and its on reveal is add 2 rocks to your hand, give them +1 power for each of your front row characters. So you might be dealing with it's very Mole Man, right? Like, oh, you get 2 1/6 rocks. You're gonna win now. No, you're not. This card is nothing. What are they doing? I think
this card is better than the season pass card.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, I do like that we're getting more rock support later on in the season. But we'll get to that when we get to it. But I don't think that the support that rocks are receiving later in this preview, I don't think that's enough to make this a good card. I think this card is a stinker.
Oh, really?
Although maybe I'm wrong. I mean, these are created cards for Gambit, so that's something in their favor.
Instead of comparing it to Mole Man, compare it to the Hood, who is a very good card.
The Hood is a good card because there are a lot of reasons the Hood is a good card. I don't.
But people do like Hood Misery stuff, right? Like, I think this is a much more practical way to get 2 big 1 costs.
When are you playing these? Like, you're filling the entire front row, and then you're on revealing to add 2 rocks to your hand, and then you got to play the rocks.
It's
so
true.
Like, this is
You're
like
right.
4.
The pace
this is
is
4
rough.
energy to get 12 power on the board, and that sounds fine, but it's not.
But how much are you holding back your 1 cost to save them from a Killmonger anyway? Or because you wanted to even double them up with a Moon Girl or something? You know what I mean? Like,
I play a lot of demons on the last turn.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We should also, I just wanted to shout out the original Good Egg, Wombat Comic, because we are both excited about getting, more support for our dream of our, you get a rock, everyone gets a rock stack. Just all about the rocks.
Yeah.
For no reason.
You're definitely going to be able to make a rock deck. It's just up in the air if it's worth it. I thought you were going to shout out Darude. Okay. Thank you. Caliban, Horseman of Pestilence, a 3/4. With the objective, have 3 cards that are 4 cost or higher in play. Afflict the highest cost enemy card with -7 power. It's a cheaper Omega Sentinel if you do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it matches with Omega Sentinel, but it feels so, mispaired. Like, what does having 4 costs or higher
What's the
have to
connection?
do with, an affliction like that?
I don't know who Caliban is. I know he's a
You don't
Morlock,
know who
right?
Caliban is?
He's Shakespearean.
Well,
Shakespeare?
Caliban has been one of the Morlocks. Caliban was in Logan. I want to say
Really?
Stephen Merchant, was that who played?
It's funky that out of all the horsemen, including there are 4 horsemen that were data mined for the following month, out of all 8 horsemen, Caliban is the only one we don't already have a card for in the game. Like, we get horseman Caliban before regular Caliban.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Just
Stephen Merchant. I
please
remember
insert
correctly.
complaint here about the characters who are not yet in the game. Compared to the
Right. Imagine getting
versions of
I don't know,
characters.
something first steps before we got the actual version of it, or
Yeah.
zombie something before we got the actual version. That sort of happened with
Yeah.
Giant Man,
Yeah.
but but isn't Giant Man and Ant-Man are the same character, right? Like, isn't Giant Man Hank Pym?
Many of the same
There's been
people have had
multiple
both mantles.
Ant-Mans.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's comics. We could get into 10 minutes of who Ant-Man is.
Right. Anyway, I think this card seems good if you're building a deck that is doing the ramp style, like you're not playing a ton of cards, you're playing expensive cards.
Maybe. I mean, 4 cost or higher is not that big an ask. And just to get 3 of them onto the board, I think this card is a lot. I mean, it kind of makes Omega Sentinel look like Omega Sentinel's saving grace is activate synergies. Like, you can
Jocasta.
Yeah, they go together.
But I think this is just a stronger card in a vacuum.
If you play it with
just easier.
Zabu.
And you can play it on the last turn and just do,
Oh, yeah.
You don't have
I
to.
was also thinking,
Caliban doesn't have to see the cards get played the way that Gambit does. Or I would assume that Gambit does. Maybe Gambit doesn't need to see the cards get played. Actually, Gambit probably doesn't need to see the cards get played. Okay, so I don't know. Although, I don't know. Some of these are have and some of these are play.
Who knows?
We'll find out.
Caliban, you could single-handedly proc with Doom.
Yep.
And there's other stuff like that.
That's a
Doom
balance spread just
2099
right there.
or White Tiger. There's other things that can help you do that faster. Okay. Ree?
Yeah, good point. Okay. We have Celine, Horseman of Famine. 4 cost, 3 power. Series 5 card. Objective. Have 3 cards with no abilities in play. Will give you steal 5 power from an enemy card here. I like this because it's something new and different to play with. right? A different benefit to having, because it's like, like Patriot is, it hasn't been around in a while. And mostly when you're actually playing any cards, and I get this will still be probably more like Brood and other, and like Demon and that kind of stuff. But High Evo just took it, like Wasp and all that. That's the reason you play the no ability cards, and there's just a new dimension to it. So that's where I'm looking at, and it feels, I guess it doesn't feel more related than the others, more thematic, but yeah, new angle. That's where I'm at.
It I think it goes in your rock deck. It doesn't say rocks, but I think it's a rocks card.
Well, my connection to the rock deck is that if the 412 of Sandstorm, of the maybe 412 of Sandstorm, if that feels good enough to be played in a deck, then sure, you probably also feel like the 413 of Selene is good enough to play in the same deck. I would not play either of these cards. I don't think they are designed for 2026.
You and your surfer standards. No, you're probably right. Ozymandias. Ben?
Ozymandias, 5/10 from a limited time game mode, it seems. A Series 4. Ongoing. Your rocks have +3 power. I love it. See, this is good. This is beautiful and exciting, and it's very cool. I like lords, the little leaders of their creature type or whatever. They're great fun. Yes, please. I like that there is a payoff card for the rocks that have been sprinkled through the game's history. Oh, I mean, I gotta try it, right? Like, yes. as much as I was dumping on Sandstorm, I don't think it's like great, but like maybe with Ozymandias, maybe. And Rhino, I always want an excuse to play Rhino.
To breathe, cool 3/7 now with what 2 rocks.
Cool card, and I won't have to pay like it's not 6,000 tokens, so it's not even any tokens probably. So I just get to enjoy this card without guilt.
They should make the fun cards be the LCGM cards. The ones that like you want to play with, but you don't necessarily want to pay for. Yeah, it could be.
Like, how many rocks do you need to have in play for this card to be good? Because 5/10 is a beastly stat line. Like 5/10 is whoa.
Right?
So like, and if we're adding 3 to it, for each rock, like 3 rocks, that's a 5/19 you played. If you got a collapsed mine, you can just leave that. Well, no, you can't. You probably need like an onslaught on your Ozymandias to really win a collapsed mine lane, because like 12 doesn't win much unless things are going really badly. I don't know. I want to believe in this guy. I at this point, it's so far in the future that it doesn't matter if I believe or not. I'm just excited.
Okay, I was going to say yes. Think about that, and think about with that onslaught, you have a Patriot, you know what I mean?
Ooh,
really
yeah.
go in there.
That's feeling real.
Right, rocks are so cheap. I think this will be big, because when people play it, right, it's +3 power. It's an ongoing, which is an easy thing to double up, right? Ancient one, all kinds of shenanigans to be had. So I'm very excited to be turn 6 roguing a lot of these Ozymandias to make my own rock empire. All the stronger. Yeah, this makes it fun. Right, we know the +3 is good, right? Doubling it up also pairs with Patriot. You do have to have enough. I found, because I've already built Patriot rock shenanigans, and what I've learned is it's like, yeah, you do have to balance beefing the rocks with generating and playing the rocks, but rocks are kind of cheap, and there's all kind of rock stuff out there now. It's fun.
It's very much like Marvel Snap culture, right? Like the rocks aren't an inherently Marvel thing, but they are a Marvel Snap thing.
Mm-hmm. Ben Broda is like, I will make the rock location good. You will want 5 rocks in your
Subterranea's synergy. Okay, and here's the last one of the season. Ramatut, Kang variant, 4/5. On reveal, use 3 on reveals from cards released before Ramatut's time. And actually, if you go to the Snap.fan on their the patch page for this patch, at the very bottom, they have an image that is a hard-coded list of abilities he can pull. And for my co-hosts, I have added a list of things that he cannot copy. And I think there's a lot of things in there that are like, okay, clearly they're curating this list. So like you can't hit things like most of the destroy cards, most of the discard cards, Mr. Negative. Like there's a bunch of stuff in here that they're like, that's not fun if he does that. Some of the bad hits too, like Maximus. Yeah, Maximus or Toxidoxy or Valkyrie, like things that or Ultron, things you're going to mess yourself up with. They're like, you're not even going to have that chance. On the other hand, MODOK is on his list, so they have a few in there so that they can be like,
that right
away. Interesting.
Granted, this card comes out at the end of March. It might change a little bit. I think it's a super fun idea, right? Doing 3 different on reveals. Most of these are pretty good on reveals.
Yeah, it's interesting that they knew that Dragon of the Moon isn't worth copying. Why did they know that for this card, but they released it anyway?
To be fair, they don't have Majestic Wingbeat or Shou-Lao on here either, so they might not have updated it for January and February cards.
I see. It doesn't have Dragon Lord on it either.
Yeah, and I actually don't even know if it has any of the November, December cards either. It has Deafening Chord, so it has November. Anyway, seems like a good card to me. I don't love that he's locked to being on reveals from before Ramatut's time. That feels a little like, if you can't support this card in an ongoing way, maybe you shouldn't make it.
I think
am I being unfair?
Flavorful but like I feel
like it's flavor text. I agree. I thought it was literally before his release time. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a fun little meta. Like, but then when you said they curated the list, I feel like this is just a way to be like, we curated the list. This is when what we've decided is before his time.
Why wouldn't it just be use 3 on reveals from other cards? Why wouldn't it be like that?
Well, because
they don't make sense all the time, Lauren.
Like they're trying to be like, this is the Kang variant that's in ancient Egypt. You know, like that. I think that's what they're trying to gesture at. Although it's a little bit incomprehensible. Like I'm like, I feel like I'm meeting them more than halfway by making that link there. You know what I mean?
Do you think cards that come out after him, he'll still be able to pull some of those abilities?
No. I think they're being like. They're trying to nod to the comics. I just think
the fact that he's related to time
sense. Yeah, and he's like he's the way back when Kang.
I think that they are just trying to save themselves from making a card they have to support with every other card that comes out.
Oh no, I think it's both. I think they're trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It's just that like neither bird kill was right. I don't know. I'm a little. I guess I can congratulate them on establishing like a solid like Kang theme. Kangs use other cards' abilities, like like they do,
which isn't a thing that
Kang part does. Is coherent. The specifically released before Ramatut's time. Maybe that makes more sense if you know more about the character than I do. But like just from what I know about the character, it doesn't like. There's something about it that like doesn't quite add up. It's like they forgot to carry the one or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's just goofy.
Do you think it's playable or is it just a shenanigans card?
I mean, these are good on reveals, some of them, but yeah. I don't like it. And I like cards that do a thing well, that I can count on to do a thing.
Okay, but think of the chaos you could have with Zabu and Wong in a deck with this, and you just
no, for real.
Just got like Zola's going everywhere, or whatever. I didn't even see Zola on the list.
This might Zola's be in a brute force kind of Arsham kind of way, where like it sort of doesn't matter, and you're just like,
there's enough good stuff.
That's chaos.
Getting a good enough deal that it's like worth do. Saying YOLO. I don't know.
I feel like sometimes you sign into Snap and you're like, I choose violence today.
Yeah. I like that there are some bad-ish hits in there.
Some of them are double-sided.
I think MODOK probably needs to be cut from the list.
It's a big risk.
I don't think they're going to release it copying MODOK.
That's way too big.
They're going to think better of it.
Okay, but what if it's a helicarrier
Blob eats
deck?
your hand.
I think
hand?
revive helicarrier.
For the one chance to discard it. I think MODOK's the only discard card in this list. Yeah. He's super fun design. I don't mean to only shit on them. Like, I think this is a super fun looking card. I will gladly play it. I agree that putting him on a Wong stack sounds really fun.
Oh, it's so hard to keep it in your head, though, to be like, this could be Legion, so I should think about that when I'm playing. Like, that's going to be like, I think for me, it's going to be too much. Either I'll play it enough that I'll learn my lesson from playing it enough, or it'll just be one of those, like, chaos cards.
Oh, if you play it on the Wong lane and you get Viper, that's so silly.
You still get your on reveals, but yeah.
Yeah, but your opponent gets all the whatever else you had in your
Wong. All your Wongs.
So then you're like, oh, because it might be that, I should play it on a lane that they're mostly full on. It's like so much to then think about when you have cards that can do random effects like that.
Oh,
I wonder if you play him on the last turn.
That could be rough if you're not prepared to launder an Electro.
He doesn't.
He doesn't have the ongoing. He only has the on reveal. Oh, so it's all upside.
Yeah, he doesn't keep their text, and all of the cards that copy text, like Mystique and Absman, they're on the ban list. So,
Dr. Octopus, that could be rough. Huh. Agent Coulson.
I'll be interested to see how those change
if it copies Agent Coulson.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Oh, Moon Knight's on here. There's another discard card, Reed. Okay. Destroyer's on here. Destroyer is another one that, like, I don't think that this card's going to get played if it stays on the list.
Yep, I don't think it ships that way.
Okay.
Punishing.
I was almost going to say, what if you just saved him for the last turn so that stuff like Blob and MODOK don't hurt you, but the last turn Destroyer is devastating. Okay. On to our... Oh, do I talk about which one you're most excited for? No, that's one we're ranking. Okay.
Yep.
On to our side quest. First up and only this week, secret homework. I assigned the secret homework, and it was to design a tech card. I have to admit, I didn't think a ton about this. I didn't explore, like, what would be a fun tech card. Instead, I thought about, what is the tech card for Lauren? I don't think I would play this, but I have to admit, my least favorite archetype in the entire game to play against, because of the way I play the game, is Scream. Once I'm in Infinite, Scream and Kingpin hit the board, I retreat instantly. I'm not even going to play that game because, quite honestly, it's not fun. I want to play cards my way, not where you moved them to. So I have created Paste Pot Pete, whose name has been changed to Trapster, but that name is so much worse. Yeah. So he's Paste Pot Pete. I've decided.
Amazing.
By Lauren Fiat. That's his name when he's a snap card. 2/2. Ongoing. Your cards can't be moved by your opponent's cards. Look at that. He doesn't even stop you from doing it yourself. But he's going to spray sticky conditional glue. Thematically, maybe it doesn't make sense that you can still move.
Maybe it makes more sense if your opponent's cards can't move, but yours can. Did I read the card wrong?
No. I am not letting you play your Scream cards. You can't use Polaris or Spider-Man or Stegron.
Yeah.
My cards are staying put unless I want to move them myself.
It doesn't feel too strong either, though, because it's not they can't move their own cards. So, it's like, I feel like it's very reasonable.
It's really just a Scream hate card that also makes me vulnerable to Cannonball.
You know what? Could I make a small suggestion or maybe just
Please,
raise an idea?
Encouraged. Yes.
Do you think maybe it would feel very flavorful and good if Paste Pot Pete also secured your cards against things like the Great Web or Spider Island?
Oh, okay. Yes. And I did think about...
So they won't get bifrosted into Fisk Tower or whatever,
I originally thought of your cards can't be moved. And maybe that is actually cool, because then you can start introducing some synergies. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what those synergies would be. Like, why would you Heimdall if you can't move your cards? But
well, you could play a Zorn somewhere, and then only your opponent's cards
asymmetrical. Yeah. I like that. Okay. I would be okay with that. I actually think preventing it against locations is a good idea, whether or not you completely stop movement. Okay. Ben, because Rhea is assigning next week.
All right. Last week, Lauren, you didn't remember if you'd assigned this homework before. And I don't remember if I've designed a card for this character before. I think it's possible because I do have a fascination. But the character I designed a card for is the Vanisher. Just one of the X-Men's very first foes. Still pops up from time to time. I think there's been a costume redesign, but I don't care for it. That had better not be the one that's on the base art. I want the one where he's got a big weird scaly puffy headpiece thing that like makes his head look like a rounded pointed like triangle shape. I don't know. It's such a goofy costume. Google it if you don't know.
It's really
I really
good.
appreciated getting the visual.
He's great.
It makes me want corn on the cob so bad.
Okay, but what does he do? Yeah, he does have some corn on the cob energy for sure.
I was like,
what a look. Okay, but
I found that's a really easy side to make in the microwave. You can just like microwave it in leaf, and it's just like great side to use anyway. Oh, I'm kind of hungry. Okay, but the Vanisher. We'll get this done, and we can all eat. The Vanisher is a 2/2. And our very first activate/ongoing. That's right. This is an Aurora friend. The Vanisher is activate. Maybe I should order them ongoing and then activate. I don't know. Maybe it seems confusing to have activate. I like ongoings to be last.
Okay.
I like it. Yeah.
Here's how we're templating it today. Activate. Banish all discarded cards and move the Vanisher to another location. Because the Vanisher teleports and stuff. That's really the Vanisher's power. Not becoming invisible as Deadpool 2 made it seem like the Vanisher's power was. Anyway, and then the ongoing effect is cards cannot be discarded.
Dang, that's a hate card.
Yes. Also, a hate card that just sort of randomly moves once, which I think is
yeah, why not?
This is way too powerful, Ben.
Is it?
For 2 power, you get to completely take down a discard deck, and it has a bonus activate. Like, come on now.
Do you guys remember Tokyo 2099?
Yes,
it was a Marvel Snap location that made it cards can't be discarded, and they banned it so fast.
And for 2 power, you're like, that's not even all you get. Like, this business is not profitable enough, Ben. You're giving away too much.
His stats are so bad, and also you have to activate him to banish all the previously discarded cards.
Oh, but you can play them early enough that they just can't discard anything unless they get their blade on turn 1.
Yeah, but this card would never be worth the deck slot. Never. Like, I don't think.
What? I agree. This feels
like Ghost, where it's just a card that you play because you
like kind of on the edge of playability. So yes, you could buff it with Spectrum, and you could double buff it with Aurora.
Better than Ghost. Right?
Yeah, but that's Damnation by Faint Praise. Better than Ghost should be like...
Ghost is like the worst card in the game.
Way better. Doesn't Ghost only affect 1 lane? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I never look at it. I'm like,
same with Armor.
You do historically struggle with remembering Ghost. But like, I think it's cool that he moves a little bit, and I just like... He seems like I would almost play him sometimes, and you can. I do like a tech card that you can get some proactive use out of. It didn't turn out to be important for Stardust, but like I do think it's cool when it works out. So like, hey, maybe you want to play first Ghost Rider with this guy, and just don't worry about it. Just play first Ghost Rider as a 2/7. I don't think that's good enough, but like, isn't it cute? Wouldn't that be cute? Hey, you can play Ramatut safely without worrying about MODOK fucking your shit up.
It's a C7 where you play first Ghost Rider and Swordmaster.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Lauren, that is that is resourceful. I'm very impressed. I'm trying to think what else would be cool. I also think that just in case you're wondering how this like works with rules things, I imagine that it means that things like Gambit just wouldn't destroy because you need to pay the cost to be the boss. And yeah, I just.
And do you hate playing against discard?
No, not really.
Okay.
I was just thinking like what would be like a fun thing to tech, and there's no like specific discard hate card, you know? I mean, there was a specific discard hate location, but I've already memory holed it. So I don't know.
I think the activate alone
stops Proxima Dust and Proxima. I'm mixing up things. Stardust, Proxima Midnight. Okay.
And Hela and Ghost Rider.
Specifically like a discard hate card.
I agree. I'm just saying there are like tech cards that affect it.
I could see this existing as just the activate. I could see that being a real card.
Yeah, but it's more interesting if it has
an activate. There's no hate card that's against an entire deck. They affect a lane. Armor affects one lane. You know what I mean? So many cards.
Luke Cage.
Okay, yeah, Luke, but like,
I mean,
mostly. You
I like Luke Cage so much. I like this card too. But I can imagine a world where somebody might want to pack some insurance, you know?
I think Luke Cage is too good for what it's worth.
For real though, you have to look up this dude's costume. He looks exactly like Corn on the Cob with like the husk still on. Like the designer was clearly like just like looked around, you know, it's like what I had for dinner tonight is what the Vanisher is gonna look like.
It's so good. Okay, Ree, what was your card?
Okay, so I was like, you know, within me rise, Omega Ree, and make the hate card that exists deep within you. And it came to my mind before I even realized what it was. And then I realized what it was a way to make discard fun for me and no one else. I play my most favorite discard with Moon Knight and making other people discard all their cards. And bonus, so if you remember, the card is Scarlet Scarab. And I'm saying this because you guys probably know because you both saw Moon Knight, right?
Yes, that's where I know Scarlet Scarab from.
So yes, so she's based, there was an existing Scarlet Scarab character who's a different guy. She, like Layla, the character, is a new iteration of Scarlet Scarab that came with the MCU. But she just recently, because of course I read the Moon Knight comics, they just recently brought her back in to the comics. Short version, like she like moderates the debt. She's like the Moon Knight is the avatar for Khonshu. She's the avatar for Tirorat, something with a T. Okay,
Towerette.
And then thank you. And I looked it up. So I'm like, get the name of them right, and then we still we fumble. Okay. But, she just showed up because some guy is being mean to ghosts. And she's like, no, that's my thing. You can't be mean to ghosts. And so, in her honor, and because she fits the ability all around, it's just great. I'm glad she was cool. She showed up. She looks cool. You know, she acts like every other woman does towards Moon Knight, slightly disdainfully and annoyed. And, it goes back eventually once the ghost problem is solved. Okay. So it's a 3/3, you know, because she's a balancer of life and death. And I thought 3 was a good, because I honestly thought 2 would be too cheap. But she's an ongoing. Cards cannot enter players' hands from anywhere other than their decks. So many people are going to hate this guy.
Yeah.
If it were played and stuff, so many things. I'm like, this is such a hate card.
It feels a lot like
Why do you think the Vanisher was too... You have made by far the most competitively viable card design of this secret homework. This is a Stardust level card. Like, I'm glad it's not overstated the way Stardust was. I mean, man. Yeah, this card's very strong. There's no way this card would not say this card would please. Oh my god, poor Merlin, my sweet, beautiful wizard.
He needs to be stopped.
No, he does need to be stopped, but they should nerf him. Make him a 2/2 so he's still
but
really
remember,
good.
it's still an ongoing. I mean, there are ways to stop it. You know, Red Guardian, a Deafening Chord, later on an Enchantress. Like, it's not invulnerable. Like, Mobius is
It's too late. If you're enchantressing this, it's too late for you.
Yep. Absolutely.
I love it. It's great. It's a great tech card. I
Very
can see
strong.
that being real.
I think it's very cool too.
Okay. I am assigning next week's homework, and I was thinking, okay, harking back to, what I was talking about with the New Year and New Year's resolutions, and I think this is already going to be a tough enough year, and we need to challenge ourselves to stay connected and to find joy. And I wanted to make one thing that I am doing. I was doing this before I thought of it, like a secret homework. Is a challenge I made for myself is that I am a film major. Movies have always been really influential on me. At one point I was like, I like project-based work. I thought I was going to go maybe be a film director. And, I've watched a lot of movies, and I kind of just too passively laid down and allowed smartphones to rewire my brain. So I do have a lot of trouble just sitting, watching through a movie unless, I'm in the theater. Also, if you've noticed, I have a lot of thoughts all the time in my own brain that kind of spiral out. So, but I used to love movies, and I would get really into them, and sometimes they would just, have a real effect on me that would, linger months. And I'm like, I want to watch movies again, but I want to keep it, I want to get back into it, but I was keeping it light. So for me, this is a year-long challenge. And I guess I should have just waited to describe this as my secret homework. I'll figure that part out later. Okay, for each month, I'm going to watch one movie, and I'm going to have that movie selected by a friend, the movie they most want me to watch, so that I can then maybe chat with them about it. Yeah, I was going to actually ask Lauren first, but then I ran into my scheduled chat with one of my long friends that if we didn't have scheduled chats, we would fall out because I'm not good at stuff. So and so I asked her, and she signed me Nimona, the Netflix animated movie.
That one's
That's
great.
my January movie. Yes. Yeah. So the secret homework is. Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's by N.D. Stevenson, who did the Netflix She-Ra.
Yeah.
Different in tone from the book, but both good.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! So yeah, I'm excited to watch it and then get to talk about it with her. And it's just something that'll be fun that I enjoy and I feel ready for. I'm not forcing myself into something. So that's the challenge. It needs to be not something that's not like I'm gonna hit the gym or something. It's something that will either bring you joy or comfort. I want to challenge you to challenge. You have to come up with a challenge for yourself. It can be inside Snap. It can be outside Snap. It doesn't have to be a year-long thing like I'm doing. It just can be a small once-off. But, create a challenge.
Challenge yourself.
That is joyful. Sorry, I say all these long
challenge
things.
yourself in a joyful way. Okay.
Still, but you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the point. Something
I like that,
bonus points if it can connect you to other people. But something that would just bring you...
The first one that came to mind was not joyful. So I'm going to have to think about something else.
Something hard, right? Not something that's another task on your list. Something that reconnects you with yourself.
I love that.
Sorry that I need to be better at
good example. Friend of the show, Kier Nimbus, is drawing for 30 minutes a day every day. Is up to day 9 already, which I think means started before January 1st. Anyway. That's great. That's a good one. Drawing every day. That would make me happier. If you liked what you heard and you haven't already, comment, subscribe, rate, and review, etc. They really do bring us joy. I try to read all the comments. I did just do a massive catch up from went back to some of the ones I
read
missed
all the comments
from 5 months ago, there were a few that I responded to. I'm like, I know this is super late.
Sometimes comments come really late though, so then you like,
right,
because you're like, you're looking at the next episode.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty good at proactively watching the new episode, but I have to go into like the YouTube Studio app to see old like stuff on old videos. Anyway, we love those. But if you want to chat with us, you can come hang out in the Speakeasy. It's our little corner of the Snap Judgments Discord. Instructions to get there are in the show notes or video description. If you can't figure it out, DM me on Discord. We're proudly part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can listen to other great shows like our Grand Pod, Snap Judgments by Post Glazer and Nick the Greek Geek on Saturdays. Check it out. Anyway, tune in next week. Same Snap time, same Snap channel.
All right. I mean, I do have some I could brag about. Sorry, you're jamming to it. But I did talk a lot, so I'm totally... If anyone's got
I want to hear you brag.
Okay. This is an FF14 brag. They have a deep... Okay, the deep dungeons. This is their roguelike. You go down into the depths. It's a procedurally generated dungeon, and they go all the way to like level 200 with like a lot of these. You know, they've released several with increasing difficulty. You level up your weapon over time and your armor through chests. So it's a real like kind of mini roguelike experience within the game. And I've like finished the story out in all of them, and usually not like bothered to grind for the rewards. But like, okay, the new one has a new hairstyle in it that you can only get from there. And if you don't think that my character's hair in game changes rather frequently, so it's like that's driven me to this grind. It's just for the hair. So most people are after like the mounts and stuff. I'm like, how far are we from this hair though? Okay, so I've been doing it, and
let your hairdresser pick the character's hair too.
Well, I do honestly. A lot of times, I try to match it to like, you know, to my hair.
That's so cute.
Yes, actually,
that's so cute.
Your hairdresser doesn't know that they're also okay.
I did tell her the story today. I'm like, I would never talk about you on the podcast. Oh, no, now I'm doing it. No.
It's not even the first time.
No, I told her that there was once where I said that I would follow you into hair battle anywhere, and she was super tickled by that. She is the coolest. She's just got into like D&D anyway. She's amazing, and I love her. Okay, but, FF14. So I'm going for this hair stuff, and normally I've only gone up to story level, you know, which just is like normal mode, you know, normies can handle it. And stuff can get pretty hard in FF14, and I don't usually do the hardest content. But I've been, you know, I'm like, but you know, we're creeping up, because like once you clear that level until you die, like, you know, and you can only have 2 runs, and it's like, well, I'm not going to clear out a run. You got to finish it till you go. So I'd gotten to the highest run, like, but it was one of the levels between 50 and 100. I forget, it might have been 60 to 70 or something than I've ever been. Right? And it's like, okay, maxed out, like armor and stuff ready to go. I was undersized in the party. It was just me. I'm like a warrior with my big trusty axe. It's on me to take all the damage and tank and like, you know, see us all through. Plus I have heals. So I'm kind of like a tank. I'm kind of the heart and soul of this party, to be honest with you. Even though, my companion, was a bard who I guess theoretically sounds like they should be more like that. They play the music that keeps me, you know, jazzed up. And, so I go in and I feel ready. I've prepared the lower levels all easy. And I'm like, okay, 10 levels to go. 10 levels to go. Then we fight a boss, and then I win, and I get closer to the hairstyle. And we go level 1, ready. Immediately, I get killed one shot by like an enemy attack that is like not visually telegraphed, but it's telegraphed. Yes, I'm like, oh, it's over already. But like somehow, you know, we raise a phoenix feather happens. You know what a phoenix feather is? You know, you played some JRPGs. And I'm rezzed. And like,
is it not as good as the down?
Dies. And it's like, oh, we're just barely. It's like we're like red shirts onto the first new planet. It's just everything is just like, I took my arm, you know? Like, I was not prepared. I thought I was ready. I have a very large axe and I know how to wield it. But like, we're going through, and then somehow just barely we scrape. Like, we get through the first level of 10, and it's just like, we're just like barely, it's like, oh my God, we barely made it. We've used all of our stuff, like all of the potions are gone, everything's used up, staggering out, but somehow we get through all 9 levels. It is like the hardest shit in this deep dungeon we faced yet. Get to the boss, okay? And the boss, it's like typical, it's typical boss where it's like it does a set number of attacks, you know, maybe some things are a little bit randomized, but in a pattern that you need to follow. Like halfway through, the bard dies to the boss, and we use up the res, and it's just me. And like, I'm a tank, and this boss's mechanics make me stay like at ranged a lot. I'm a fight, like, let me get in there with my axe. And it's like, no, that's gonna blow up and kill you. So like, I'm doing this dance, right? I'm hopping around while explosions are happening, right? And I've got the pattern down. I'm following it, but I can barely even damage this boss. I'm one player. It's meant to be four players, and I'm the tank. I deal like the least damage of anyone in the party, and I can't take 2 hits in a row. I have to do this pattern perfectly. And the timer is counting down. It took us so long to get through this 10, even though it's a generous timer. I have 3 minutes left to beat this boss, or the whole run is gone. All the treasures we've gotten will vanish. You know, it's a real, like, this whole 10 levels will disappear. And for like 3 solid minutes, right? And this is me. I mean, you know, like, we're in evening Ree. This isn't like even like Ree signed up for her best, you know? Like, here, this is we came in, and I just, for 3 minutes, perfectly executed this pattern, like hitting when I could, just like Zen, like, we got this, like Zen mind, beginner mind, like, just repeat this over and over again. You can save it. You can save the run. You can save the day. And like, you know, and we did. We did. The boss goes down with like under like 30 seconds. You know, I think it was even under 20 seconds left to go before the timer would run out. And like, you know, it's just like,
that's wild.
That is wild.
Like, and it's kind of like nobody will know, right? It's like how Booster Gold is always like, he'll save the world, and he saves the world, and it's like nobody knew. It's like, nobody knows. But I just perfectly executed this pattern straight for so long. I did it. It was one of those, like, after I'm just like, I just had to go walk. I was just walking around, like, just like, it's done. Like, we finished it. The run is saved. The treasure is ours. Okay, anyway. It was a really good feat. What? Oh, the hairstyle.
Can you describe the hairstyle you fought so hard for?
Like, yeah. No, I don't get the hairstyle yet. I got a number of tokens for this.
Wow.
For this effort. I got like 8 toward the like 99 tokens. I need to get the hairstyle.
Okay.
Well,
nice.
I've also got a question.
Have you played a massively multi-online player game?
Not since City of Villains and Star Wars Galaxies.
I tend to avoid them, but I have a question. So in the MMO Final Fantasy 14, you have Phoenix feathers. How do they compare to Mega Phoenixes or Phoenices, perhaps, and Phoenix Down from mainline Final Fantasy games?
Okay. So,
what is a phoenix feather better, worse? And I mean, like, is down the best kind of feather or a better kind of feather than these feathers?
Well, let me clue you in on the economy of the phoenix feather. It used to be they were garbage. Like, they dropped a lot for free. You'd get a stack, you'd get rid of them because you couldn't use it. They're an item in this game. Normally, you can only get rezzed by healers and by certain DBS classes like summoners, which I have to play quite frequently. But also red mage. Okay, sorry, I'm not going to get into a whole thing about me versus red mages. Okay, but like, yeah, they were considered garbage because you couldn't use them in most scenarios. And if you're out in the wild, because one character can be all jobs, if I'm going to res someone in the wild, I'm not going to be like, digging in my bags for a phoenix feather. I'm just going to like, poof, now I'm a white mage. Actually, I'd be a scholar because, you know, smart like that. But like, and then I'd be like, rise, you know, with my powerful spelldom. So like, it was just considered like trash that nobody wanted. But just this year, time is passing, but I'm pretty sure it was this year. They made a big change.
Maybe last year?
Where Phoenix. Oh, you're right. We're only. Oh no.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that must have been very recent.
It was 100% last year. All right, I'm so solidly in time and space. They made it so that you could use it in like things like the steep dungeon, right? Which used to not be able to use it for. And suddenly it's useful because I can't change class in the middle of the dungeon. And as a warrior, you know, usually I don't have the powers. I only have the powers of death, not life. and now I can like res people. And so suddenly I'm like, oh no, I'm down to 3 phoenix feathers. I need to go buy giant ass stack. And they're like, you know, the value's going up. Invest in phoenix feathers. All right.
I have to admit, within the last 10 minutes is the first time I have ever connected Phoenix down to the feathery definition of down.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Phoenix down. I mean, like, words are just in my head constantly. All right. Jumbling together.